What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Cjthecheesedj here, back with another ARK INSIGHT video, and today we'll be comparing the Tapejara and the Pteranodon. So today we'll be comparing the stats such as their health, stamina. Can't really compare the oxygen on these two guys since they don't allow you to swim underwater. Their food we won't be comparing as well, their weight, their melee damage, and their movement speed, as well as the torpor amount it takes to knock them out. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now they're both the same level, they're both level 52, as you can see. And straight off the bat, you can see that the Tapejara has much higher health than the Pteranodon. The Tapejara has a 715 health off the bat, and the Pteranodon has only 420 health. Now, granted, these guys were tamed at the same level, so they were both level 35 when they tamed up, and then they got the extra 17 levels of experience points, which is why they're level 52. Now, obviously, straight up, you can tell that the Tapejara is already a beefier dinosaur than the Pteranodon. Like, look at the size difference between the two. Next, we tested the amount of stamina the Tapejara had. Now, on average, as a level 52, the Tapejara could fly for 1 minute and 55 without having to land and using all of its stamina. We then tested the length of time the Pteranodon was able to sustain flight for without having to landing, and the Pteranodon managed to fly for 1 minute and 5 seconds without having to landing, proving and showing that the Tapejara is much better suited to long-distance flights, while the Pteranodon is better suited to speedy pursuits. Now we'll be comparing the weights between the two. So the Pteranodon automatically has a much lower weight capacity than the Tapejara. As you can see, it's only got 162 weight, while our Tapejara has roughly double that of the Pteranodon, almost doubled. As you can see, he's got 376. Now, if we were to pump weight per level, we get 22.3 weight per level for the Tapejara. Now, the Pteranodon gained 6 weight. So as you can see, the Tapejara is already a much stockier flyer. I then set up a course between two flags, and the Pteranodon completed the course in 4.65 seconds, showing that its speed. And as you can see, the distance between the two flags was quite large. We then did the same test with the Tapejara, completing the course in 8.9 seconds, almost double of what the Pteranodon did the course in, and as you can see, the Tapejara is significantly slower than the Pteranodon, with the Pteranodon almost having double the amount of speed that the Tapejara has. A level 36 Rex was spawned in order to determine the amount of melee damage each of the birds did. The Tapejara took 43 hits to manage to kill the Rex. It was only level 36, and the Tapejara only has one primary attack, while the Pteranodon has the extra 2. Another level 36 Rex was summoned in to determine how strong the Pteranodon was, and it took a total of 22 barrel rolls in order to kill the T-Rex, as well as 3 landings for stamina, proving that the Pteranodon was a much better melee fighter than the Tapejara is, making the Tapejara more suited to long convoys. The Pteranodon is also a much better meat gatherer than the Tapejara, as the Pteranodon has access to the barrel roll movement, which does a significant larger amount of damage to dinos, as well as providing it with more damage to harvest dinos. As you can see, he's much better at harvesting prime meat than the Tapejara, and with his barrel roll he's able to harvest large amounts of it. The Tapejara is still able to harvest meat, yet not as effectively as the Pteranodon. It also gathers slightly less amounts of raw prime meat in comparison to the Pteranodon. I then compared the turning radius between the two, and the Tapejara had a much sharper and narrower turning radius than the Pteranodon did, able to pull full 360 spins off mid-air while staying in the same spot. As shown from the footage, the Pteranodon had a much larger turning radius than the Tapejara, unable to spin on the spot in a 360-degree motion, as well as having larger spinning circles. There was a large difference in torpor, with the Pteranodon only having 725 torpor, while the Tapejara had 2700 torpor. This makes taking out Tapejaras much more harder than Pteranodons, and on average it took us 2 trank arrows to knock out the Pteranodon, and it took us 6 trank arrows to knock out the Tapejara, proving that the Tapejara has much higher torpor than the Pteranodon, therefore making it harder to tame. Now is the time for my favourite. So out of the two between the Pteranodon and the Tapejara, I personally like the looks of the Tapejara a lot better, plus this guy's much more handy for PvP, as well as more exploring, as you can mount players on the back, and he has a lot more stamina. You can mount 2 extra players on the front and the back of the Tapejara saddle. However, the Pteranodon's going to have to take it today, as his melee damage is nuts. The amount of melee damage this guy can dish out on other dinosaurs is crazy, especially against alphas with his barrel roll. Once you level up his stamina a bit and he gets, oh, excuse me Raptor for that timely interruption. Once he gets going and his stamina is leveled up quite a bit as well as his melee damage, this guy becomes an unstoppable killing machine. And he's able to easily take out alphas as well as other players on dinos. Alrighty guys, well that'll be it for today. This is ARK Insight and this is a nice close-up of my friendly, not scary whatsoever creepy face. Thanks for watching guys and I'll catch you in the next one.